Hello! In this video we are going to talk about using ViewModel in Compose. So we have a composable function named counterScreen, as you see, and we call it from our main activity, and we have a text showing 0, and when we press the increase button it adds 1. The reset button sets it back to 0. Easy, right? But here's the thing, if I put the logic directly into the composable function, like doing count plus plus in the buttons on click, it's going to be messy and hard to manage as the app grows. Putting business logic inside UI breaks the idea of separation of concerns. Your composable becomes too smart, it handles UI and logic together. That's not good in the long run. Also, what if we want to share this count across different screens, or test it, or save it when screen rotates? Let's try. As you see, it resets when we rotate the screen. All that becomes hard if your logic lives inside the UI. So that's where ViewModel comes in. Let's create a new file named counter ViewModel. A ViewModel is a class designed to store and manage UI related data, and the best part, it survives configuration changes like rotation. So even if the user turns their phone sideways, your data doesn't reset. It also keeps your UI clean by separating the logic from the view. So here is our view model. It's gonna have two simple functions named increase count and reset count. These functions just update a value, nothing fancy yet. So we just call these functions when buttons are clicked, nice and clean. But how do we actually observe the changing number in the UI? That's where state flow comes in. Inside the view model, we usually use state flow to represent state. State flow is like a pipe of data that always has a value, and if that value changes, anyone listening to it gets the new data right away. So in our counter app, when we tap the button and increase the number, we update the state flow, and Compose will be like, oh hey, the data changed, let me redraw the screen. So we are gonna make two separate variables. One is private for only this class, and the other one is reads only from the other classes. So private vol count equals to mutable state flow, and the initial value is 0, and the other one that we are gonna observe, state flow type of int equals to count, but we have to turn it as state flow because this is mutable. That means we can change the value, but this is read only, so we can change mutable state flow to state flow. This is the value we are gonna change. State flow is like a stream that always holds the latest value. When you change it in the ViewModel, the UI listening to it gets automatically updated. We expose a read-only version of it using a state flow, so nothing outside the ViewModel can accidentally change it. And let's make some changes in our counter screen composable. First, we will give our composable function a parameter for our ViewModel. ViewModel type of counter ViewModel, and it equals as default ViewModel, and we have to change this line because we are gonna use ViewModel's count, but as collect as state. And if we use collect as state, we need to change this as val, because you know that we made our count variable just read only. And finally, in our composable, we use collect as state to subscribe to the state flow. This function turns your state flow into a regular compose state object which compose knows how to track. So whenever the data in the flow changes, compose automatically recomposes anything that's using that value. So we need to change some places like this because we are gonna use ViewModels increase count and ViewModels reset count. And before running our app, don't forget the most important thing. We need to use ViewModel. Done right now, and let's run the app. Let's try to increase. It works. And rotate. The value is still same. Rotate again. And here we are. A clean, simple app using ViewModel and stateflow. Your logic lives in the ViewModel, your UI stays dumb and beautiful, and Compose reacts to state change automatically. So, if you find this video useful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you in the next video. Bye!